Well, welcome. I know this is new faces for most of you. You're usually expecting Lynn. Today you have Hillary and Shannon, and we're so excited to bring this to you today. We are both SoulSalt coaches, and we're excited to share with you things that may be of interest to you regarding the career reinvention process. So Shannon was going to start us off with a breathing exercise. Am I right, Shannon? Yeah. Okay. So I think you're on mute.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. It's so nice to have you here today. It's great to see you, Hillary. I thought a breathing exercise would be a nice place to begin, short and sweet, but I see a lot of impact with it in coaching practices. If we begin with even just 1 minute of breathing, just to kind of get centered and leave the other part of our day behind. And this is something that you can do at home. So I was going to do a guided practice with something online so that you can take it with you. And there's also an app I discovered recently called Breathwork, and it's BREATHWRK. So just leave the O out. And it gives really nice visuals on your phone where you can take 1 minute, 30 seconds, 3 minutes, and just do some breathing. Some have music, some don't. So that's a nice resource. We're going to do a 4-7-8 breath today. And I just want to make sure, see if I can share my screen. Oops, where are we? Okay, so let me get back to Zoom. And are you able to see that?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Let's see. Shannon, when I pull up, I'm sorry to have a little technical difficulty. When I pull up the share screen, it gives me options of the whiteboard, desktop one. Do I just choose desktop?
It would be your desktop, correct?
Okay. And now can you see this YouTube?
Yep.
Oh, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I will play this. You see it's just a little over a minute, and we'll just take a moment. And I'd love for you to take notice of how you're all feeling now, where your mind is at, if you have any tension levels, how your breathing is, if it's nice and calm and deep or if it's shallow. Take notice of that now, and we'll do some breathing and we'll check in just afterwards. So I'll play this for you all. And I can share the link to this if you'd like. So I'd invite you to come back and notice how you're feeling. And and we'll begin our call. And I'll include that link for anyone who is interested.
Thank you for that. I know I enjoyed it. Got me right where I needed to be for this.
Excellent. So we began this exploration in our email with a couple of questions. We're going to talk about what defines coaching for anyone who is new to the process. I know we're all here for career reinvention and Lynn's masterful program. So we can start with, what is coaching? What is the purpose? Coaching has kind of become a buzzword. And Hillari brought up a really wonderful definition. Maybe we can start there. Does that sound good?
That sounds great. Do you have access to it right at the moment?
Sure, I can pull it up.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so this lovely definition of coaching, the International Coach Federation, defines coaching as partnering with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal and professional potential. The process of coaching often unlocks previously untapped resources of imagination, productivity, and leadership. We all have goals we want to reach, challenges we're striving to overcome, and times when we feel stuck. Partnering with a coach can change your life, setting you on a path to greater personal and professional fulfillment. I think that's really a nice way to begin and to talk about some questions that come up in the process. I think coaching is largely about asking the right questions, and it really shines light on the fact that the client is the one really coming up with their own answers. And that's really the beauty and the power of it, in my opinion. Would you like to add something, Hillari?
Well, I wanted to segue to the question that came in via email during the week. It was about apprehension.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's exactly where a coach comes in when you're feeling stuck or you're not taking action to get what you want.
Yes.
And certainly apprehension can come up in small ways and big ways. But when it comes to making a decision for a life change, a career change, then that's even bigger. I think it takes some deeper exploration. So I'd love you to chime in, Shannon, with me on this. But what I do when I find that I'm not taking the action I wish I were, when I keep getting that nudge, that it's started, it's kind of bugging me right here, then I ask myself, why am I doing this? Why am I resisting this? I explore the emotions behind it. How do I explore them? I choose to meditate. Some people like to walk, some people like to journal. However you choose to reflect and go within, introspection. And then I really push myself to take a baby step because apprehension is there preventing you from taking a courageous step often. So maybe a little step and see how that feels. And to experiment and explore in that regard. And then I also have considered therapy, and I've gone to therapy. When it's too much for my coach and myself, I've gotten professional help in that regard. So Shannon, I'd love to know from you, what's your take on apprehension?
Certainly. Well, first off, I love that you mentioned therapy because I think that it can be a scary step, but the ways that it opens doors in the coaching process are really tremendous for certain people if it's the right time. And it can provide some additional really deep introspection. But I think that what you said about baby steps is really, really significant. In my experience and a lot of experience that I see with clients is, sometimes we even have apprehension hearing the word career reinvention. We've never thought about what's really possible. We might be dissatisfied in our own jobs, in the work that we are doing at the moment. We might have larger dreams and aspirations. And a lot of us limit ourselves. We all have limiting beliefs. We all have limiting ideas about how far we can take this thing or not. And sometimes our dreams don't feel readily available or even possible sometimes. So whenever I look at the program of career reinvention, I find one of its most valuable aspects in that it actually is a series of steps. And so when I feel apprehension and when I've gone through career reinvention, which I've done a couple of times with Lynn, I've gone back to the basics. And that's been really, really instrumental in getting me out of that place of being stuck. So if I'm not sure what to do next, I've gone back, I've repeated past steps. In the do-it-yourself course, I've rewatched videos, and I've worked one-on-one with my coach at the time to move through it and to ask deeper questions. So that's been really helping. Those like you said, Hillary, those baby steps. It just helps it feel digestible, I found. Yeah.
And hearing you say that the limiting beliefs, the lies we tell ourselves, because we tell ourselves, I'm not ready. Well, if you're having this conversation with yourself, you probably are ready.
I
But
agree.
if the fear is holding you back. The other one is that failure is finale. But
True.
as we know, failure leads to growth. And failure is actually experience. And then the other one that really can hold us back is if I become this person I truly want to be because I've pursued this, people won't like me. Well, maybe those people you don't want to like you if you get to be the real you. And so you get to create your family, as they're called, your friends and family. So those are some of the lies that lead to apprehension.
Absolutely. And that is a scary part of growth. I think a lot of us have experienced that. We grow in new ways in different directions, and sometimes we outgrow the people who have been instrumental in our lives, including family, friends, teachers, and it can be a scary process. So I think the process of coaching, of having that coach, and sometimes a therapist, absolutely, to kind of, be by your side and be your ally, can be incredibly powerful. So Hillary, we got a question in the chat. I'd love to read it and get your take on
Christiane
it.
is here. I see her beautiful face. So go ahead, Shannon.
I just saw the announcement. Let's see. I just saw the announcement for today's event. I'd love to participate. My question is, you helped me get to a 6-figure income as a coach/trainer in my field. Everything went away when COVID hit. I'm now rebuilding the goal to make it a 7-figure income business. Please tell me your latest insights and tips how I can accomplish this. Thank you so much, Christiane. What are your initial thoughts?
So can you tell us a little bit about what happened when COVID hit?
Hi there.
Hi.
Ultimately, I got stuck in Europe for the first few months while everything was on lockdown, and therefore I wasn't able to communicate with my clientele in the typical way, and everybody was in this holding pattern. And then I just spiraled down in letting it all go and not following up with my client base. And that took me many months. And also just dealing with family, dealing with what's next. I put myself in a holding pattern, waiting for life events to be possible again, waiting for travel opportunities to come again. A lot of my in-house clients I wasn't able to visit. So having some grandbabies in the meantime. So I gave myself an early retirement. And now I've hit the part where it's like, I have to live my mission and I have to do this. And I still have 20, 30 years of productivity in front of me. And now it's time to take it to the next level, because it was Lynn who inspired me in 2005 to take that leap of faith.
Wow.
And create my own business. So yeah, I'm back for more.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so COVID, it was just fear of the unknown, going with the flow of events were being canceled. Everything was being canceled. It was just crazy, And then I lost the train somehow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I also have to tell you honestly, it's the 80-20. 80% of my income was always training and 20% was the coaching, because I don't consider myself, and that's perhaps another question I would like to put in there. How can I build a coaching practice when I'm not your typical super stable type who's always available and all that? I do have a big travel schedule. And so there's a lot of management involved in all of that. So any thoughts you have on that as I'm growing the business?
Definitely. So are you currently traveling and speaking again? Or
Yes.
teaching, training, as you call it?
I have started again, yes, this year. Mm-hmm.
So have you thought about how you can build on that? You thought about what you want to do? Because I'm thinking if you already had something, you know where you want to go. I have a feeling. You said the 7-figure income. You know where you want to go.
Well, I was amazed how, with Lynn's help and some of the things that we figured out together, I was able to fulfill that dream and have a lucrative business. So it's like, wow, when I was able to do that, then just add a zero.
Yeah.
And it's more about the impact. It's about the impact. And what I'm teaching, I think, is a viable resource for the issues that we're dealing with globally. And therefore, I see the opportunity. And so I'm taking baby steps. This is my baby step version of doing currently national. But I need to get back into international and hit the big crowds. Yeah.
Absolutely. I hear the enthusiasm and the passion in your voice, and it's inspiring and invigorating. It seems like your mind and your path and your emotions are really leading you in the right direction. And I build on what Hillari said, and kind of listen to that. Ask yourself those questions and where it's leading you. With regard to COVID and how devastating it has been for so many people. It's incredible. I think we're all seeing that there has also been this interesting silver lining, and there have been so many new opportunities created. The capacity for people these days to build passive income, even online, doing the work that you love and the work that impacts so many people, is exploding. So I think that there are ways to learn how to create digital products, digital workshops. You can provide even just PDF guides to people. You can record yourself in videos, and you can reach a global audience that way. You can also have people purchase there on the spot, so you don't have to actually, have direct contact with everyone. Of course, we hope it leads to one-on-one coaching and to coming to your workshops and your talks live. But those are ways that you can continue your work and expand your reach, even when you're sleeping. So I'd love to plant that seed and see if any of that resonates. And just one more thing to think about, how to get back on your feet and reach that, 7 figures.
I have a question for you. Are you currently getting coaching? When was the last time you got professional coaching for yourself?
I'm in a mastermind group that meets weekly and has daily accountability. So that is my current level. And no, I'm not currently having a business coach this very moment, but I did until COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What else would you like to ask or share about this? Do you have anything else?
Christiane, have you been? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. You've gone through a reinvention with Lynn, and are you feeling like you want to pick back up where you left off, and start there, or do you have another vision in mind?
When I think about how that was, 3 years ago, perhaps, I remember where I lived at that time and did it. And it was definitely mind-blowing to step from, oh, yay, I'm an entrepreneur and I've been doing this for decades now, to like, holy smokes, how do I really want to make the most use of the time that I have left on this planet? Also in transitioning into grandma at that time, where, again, the vision lengthens. Mm-hmm. And so how can I make the greatest impact? And that is what I got out of it the last time around. And it was just so magical when I opened my emails, and it was literally 20 minutes before. And I'm like, oh, yay, let's do it. I have time till 1 o'clock. This is perfect. So I know this is the universe going knock, knock. And I definitely cherish everything I've learned. Again, what Lynn offered there 3-4 years ago about how can I maximize my impact? And that's why I realized that on a business level, adding the 0, 10 times in my goal, it ultimately means a lot more impact. Here's a question. And that's kind of where I went on. And the other thing is, I was in a completely different state. I was in a mourning state. I was in a grieving state because everything had imploded. And I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do now? How is this going to impact my business and my travel abilities and all that, being from a different country and having parents there and all that. So I definitely want to pick it up on the how can I maximize my impact, which now leads to the next comment, and I would love to have your input in. Essentially, just do it. when I go from that first little video, a live stream I'm putting out, and I get a few hundred clicks on it, I know it's going to be a couple of thousand within a couple of months. And it's the consistency of just keep doing it. And all of a sudden you will have 10,000 clicks. And all of a sudden you will have 100,000 clicks. So am I right on with that perception?
So that momentum is infectious and it builds. And like you said, you start where you are. You start with the baby steps and you record that video, and maybe you make an online course, and your reach starts expanding. And the beauty of what I hear you talking about when I hear you speak about, now you have grandchildren and you want to expand the reach, and you obviously also want to focus on family. I think it could be a beautiful potential to expand your reach while still having that work-life balance, while not having to not get to know your grandchildren. You can embrace all of it. I mean, we can have it all. We just have to figure out the right path, right? And have the courage to take those first steps. And that's exactly what I see you doing.
I love that you're in that mastermind group to be able to, to speak with others like yourself, that you're bouncing ideas off, and also being invigorated by their ideas and their enthusiasm. I think that's a great place to be. Yeah. Is there anything else that comes to mind that you think you would want to do to increase your networking or your outreach? Is there something that's been, come to mind, but you haven't done it, kind of thing?
This is so embarrassing because you guys, and I'm really opening myself up here, because you see me crawling out of my little hole that I had dug for myself of self-pity and, oh my God, I can't believe it all crashed and stuff, okay? And so it's really taken me these last few months to first of all go, okay, I've been in a holding pattern. I've put myself into a waiting, which is wonderful with having newborns, and I'm able to really be home and be stable and all that stuff. It was wonderful. So now, that itch is, okay, I got to get out there and do my magic. So now I'm in a place where I'm really getting that traction again. I'm that go get it girl. So I really love what you just said about I just need to figure out the right path. And so it is about putting myself out there. I'm great with live gatherings. I'm great at getting people together and all that. So, sorry, did I just sidetrack my question here?
No, I think you just expressed that you do have something you want to do that you haven't done. So you're going to do a little more. You're going to push yourself to do a little more. When you're pulling out of that place, that cave that you went in for this long time, now you say, okay, live gatherings, is that what I heard you say?
Yeah, love those.
Yeah. So I think you do know some things you want to do. I hope you will invite us.
I would love to. Yeah, I love seeing you guys, and I love what you're all doing. Definitely.
Thank you so much for sharing. And I just see you at this ripe opportunity, because everyone is just hungry for in-person gatherings and connection. We've been missing that for years now. So I think that the way you want to present yourself it couldn't be more synchronistic timing. And I think your heart dream, which Lynn always describes aspirations as, which I love, your heart dream is perfectly in alignment with what people are really, really needing and craving as human beings. And that's where it sounds to me, I can feel it from you, is where you have the greatest impact and touch people.
Right on. And by the way, Shannon, you just brought it back to what Hillary had originally asked. What am I doing to expand myself? I have recently joined a couple of chambers because there is incredible growth where I live. And there are very few people with my skill set that are in that area. And so I'm very excited about the social connections I'm making. So I'm putting myself out there. I'm networking, which is something I never had to do before because of the way that it was set up before. In the olden ways, and I still lived in Salt Lake City and all that. And now that I'm here, it's just a different story, and I have to create different resources. And it is online, definitely. Yeah.
Fabulous. Where do you live now?
In the Southern Utah area.
Oh, very nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to take the opportunity to let you know what you may have seen in our email that, for live participants on our call today, we are offering 2 partial scholarships for a coaching package. And Hillary has a questionnaire that we're going to put into the chat to complete. And then we're going to select 2 people to make that offer to continue your journey, if it's the right fit. Yeah. Be
awesome.
Excited. I'm thrilled.
That is very exciting and very generous.
I'm excited for you, for your all that you have ahead of you. You sound very motivated and you sound clear.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And thank you for the time that you ladies just gave me. I really appreciate it. And I hope it's useful for everybody.
Yeah, it's what this is about. I think that, you know, on the calls in the past that we've had and that Lynn has guided, they've sharing other people, reinventors coming on, sharing their stories, just like you've done. We can all relate to different pieces of that. Would you agree, Hillary?
I would agree. So I'm attempting to paste my questionnaire into the chat. And what it did was gave me the entire questionnaire, not just the link. So I am correcting that. But anyway, I promise you my coaching skills are way better than my technical skills.
I'm there either with
Maybe
you.
not. In that the technical skills aren't usually this bad. I didn't know this was going to print this way. So anyhow, I want to talk also, because one of the things we talked about in our email was asking people, what steps have you taken? I think we covered that with Christiane today, you know, so some steps that she's taken. I want to put that out there to the others that are listening or will listen at a later time. What steps have you taken? Think about that. Give yourself credit for those steps. And ask yourself if coaching is a step that you need to take. That's one. And then with that, what would be in it for me? What would coaching do for me if I was to make that investment financially, emotionally, time-wise? What would that do for me? Ask yourself that, because that would be your intention. What would you want it to do for you? Because that's the thing with coaching, is you're in the driver's seat. You get out of it what you put into it. So what do you want to get out of it? I'm going to grab that slide, my link here. I find this okay, and anything else that you can think of, Shannon? We had the giveaway for the coaching. We have the link for the application for that scholarship. And
Hillary, I don't see in the chat, I don't see the question.
I am getting there. You know, I am talking at the same time. I shouldn't be doing that.
That's okay. No, to your comments about what's in it for me, I think that, you know, that's something we always have to ask ourselves before we, you know, embark on any kind of a personal development journey, a coaching journey, an investment. And I think the things that it really shines light on for us as participants is accountability, for sure. Having a coach is your ally. It's someone who's impartial, who wants the best for you, but isn't emotionally invested. You know, oftentimes like people we go to for advice and assistance, like our family and friends. So it tends to be a very effective, efficient process. And I think that we see coaching as a path, a roadmap to getting to the place that we want to be much faster, you know, than if we try to meander these obstacles and these roads on our own. And I think that's the power of it.
Success. Okay, we'll be awarding that scholarship in 24 hours or less, correct, Shannon?
It actually may be a couple of days for the email to come out with the recording, and we'll also be offering,
we want to give it time. Okay.
We'll give it a little bit of time. We'll choose in 24 hours. You'll receive an email from Shannon D sometime this week. It'll have the recording for the call. It will also have a coupon off a SoulSalt course, a significant discount. If you're
Take Control of Your Life course?
Yes, Take Complete Control of Your Life, which is an amazing course that Lynn created. And it's a very deep discount, and it makes a really big impact on helping you decide, you know, what direction is next for you. And we'll also include a SoulSalt blog post that's relevant to our call today. And Hillary, I don't, maybe it's me, but I'm not seeing the link for the questionnaire.
I did put it in the chat.
Okay. Shannon D, are you able to see it?
I can see it. She sent it to me directly, so I'm going to send it to everybody right now.
Oh, thank you, dear. Okay. It does say direct message in red and everything I'm looking at, so thank you for that.
there. Now you should see it.
Perfect. And I put the link for the simple breath work if anyone's interested. And thank you all. This has been fantastic to have a little chat with you. Thank you, Hillari.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Shannon. And Christiane, thank you again for sharing your story. Very moving and wonderful to meet you. You're such great things I can feel are coming. It's lovely. Wishing you all the best and hope to see you.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Have a
If
great
you
day.
need to reach us, please email Shannon D at SoulSalt, and we would love to hear from you.
Yes, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.